Good morning, everybody. Today's Wednesday. I'm out here at the tracker already, park. Um, I am barely 15, 0.15 miles in, and that's 2 minutes, 28 seconds. But, anyways, uh, yeah. But yeah, today what I want to talk about is men's mental health awareness month. It is this month. It gets overlooked at. It gets overlooked at a lot because of Pride Month and stuff like that. But I believe you can have both at the same time. There's no problem. Uh, you, I see a lot of people throw hate at Pride Month, and then people from that community throw hate at men's mental health awareness. When really, I mean, you can have both. But you can have both and support both of them. But anyways, uh, yeah, for a lot of men, it's hard to. I mean, a lot of men, I feel like, fight internal battles, myself included. Uh, that's my dad, my my grandparents, just men in general, because we've been brought up with the stigma that, all right, men don't cry, showing emotion is weak. And most of the time, personal experience for me, every time I've showed my, I guess, mental health or mental health issues to a woman, it, it gets shot down or it gets used against me. But every time, like, if I reach out to a friend, it's a lot different. Nowadays, uh, a lot of us understand that it ain't easy, so it's easier to talk, but you still get looked at or laughed at. So I want to talk about that. That is not, uh, I mean, just think about it, bro. Like, if you were to have a kid, a boy, and you want him to be in the best environment as possible, right? So if you're one of those people that does that, you're already in the wrong, because if you were to have kids, they're gonna grow up in that environment. You don't want your boy not even just your boy, but your girl to be around men that can't express themselves, and then express themselves in violent tendencies because they don't know how to express themselves, right? So yeah, like, there's a lot of shit that I see online, um, that promotes, like, a lot of, uh, I guess, oh shit, there's a fish, but that promotes a lot of, like, hate towards men, especially now. It's like some women use it as it's cool, or like empowering. How is that empowering when you're just throwing hate out there in the world? Like, that's not cool. But most of the time, these people that do that is because they have shitty experience with the shitty men in their life. That does not include all of us. Just like I know that my experiences with women, when I open up about shit that I gotta talk to, like, I gotta talk about, doesn't include all women. Not all women are gonna react the same. Some are gonna be different. Some are gonna actually validate what you got, what you're going through, and help you through it, right? But uh, I have fallen into that where, okay, I've had shitty experiences. I'm just not gonna open up to any female, any woman at all. So yeah, like, I'm guilty of that too, but I'm working on it. I am aware of it, which is, you know, really crucial. A lot of these people that just throw out hate because of the men that they've had to deal with in their life aren't aware that what they're doing is just as bad as misogyny. And the word for that is misandry, right? It's so popular now. It's so cool between the girls to like, okay, you're hating men, so do I. But that's not cool. Like, imagine, like I said, all you gotta do is imagine your kids growing up in that world. It's not cool, bro. Whether it be a girl or a boy. If you have a girl, you're gonna be they're gonna be around a bunch of little kids that can't express themselves and use other forms of, you could say, other forms of, like, just other ways of expressing themselves, which could be violent, which a lot of times with these people that I've heard, like, they've been abused by partners before, or by men that are going through shit that which doesn't justify what the fuck they did, right? It's by men that are mentally weak and take it out on people around them or people that love them, right? So, which just, like I said, doesn't justify, if a man has put hands on a woman, doesn't justify it unless his life is threatened, right? If his life is threatened to the point where he has to do that, then yeah, but it's not justified in any other case or scenario, right? But yeah, imagine you're a girl or you're a boy having to be brought up in a world like that. That's not a world where I want my kids to grow. So keep that in mind. If you're a girl, if you're a guy, keep that in mind. Um, like I said, I personally had bad experiences when opening up to some girls. It doesn't mean all girls are like that, because I've opened up about this to my sister now. Now that I'm closer to my sister, I've opened up about this to my sister, and she's helped me through a lot of shit that I've gone through, and she understands. Luckily, my sister understands all this shit. You know that it ain't about, because see, that's the thing. It's just we've been brought up in a crazy generation. That's what I feel like, but. My sister understands. My sister has had a great example of a mom, great example of a dad. So I understand that an upbringing has to do with everything. But yeah, so like I said, now I know that not every woman or woman is like that, right? Like, people are different depending on their upbringing. Doesn't justify the shit that they do, which I used to do, right? Like, I used to justify the shit that somebody else used to do to me because I was like, oh, poor person, they've had a rough upbringing. But no, that doesn't mean they have to do that, because like everybody else, I have my traumas and battles, but that doesn't justify me being a piece of shit to somebody else. That just doesn't do it. But anyways, let me go ahead and finish these miles and then we'll talk about it. Let me know what you guys think. Um, but yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit. All right, guys, so I'm on the way to the truck now. Just finished the last 2 miles. Um, I didn't run, just walked. So I only did 3 miles because I gotta get home. It's already 6:10. Oh, correction, 6:19. So it's about to be 6:20. Oh, yeah, so it's about to be 6:20. So I gotta get home. But anyways, I was talking about mental health, right? Um, Specifically men's mental health, because it's men's mental health awareness month. And yeah, the reason I'm really talking about it is because I kept seeing reels about it yesterday. I am trying to reduce my screen time, but I was on fucking Instagram reels yesterday, so I did spend, I want to say, like 30 to 40 minutes just scrolling, just doom scrolling. And most of the stuff that was popping up was that, right? And what the fuck? Give me a second. Okay, like I was saying, most of the stuff that I kept seeing was about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, that just came up to my head because yesterday, and I mean, I've gone through some shit. I feel like everybody has, not just men, obviously, but right now it is to raise awareness for men, because I feel like, well, not just because I feel like it, but because of the month. But I do feel like right now men, well, I don't feel like, I know that men um, have it a bit harder to talk about stuff that you're going through, open up about shit like that, because I'm guessing you're viewed more, not weak. I don't want to say weak, but incompetent, which isn't true. I mean, like I said, everybody's gone through shit. I've gone through some shit, and luckily I've gotten past it. I have friends. Um, I have my family that helped me get through it. So yeah, but yeah, like shit's not as sweet as it looks like online. Everybody posts. See, that's the thing though. I think online also doesn't help because everybody posts their wins, right? Online, everybody posts their wins. It's rare when you see like a creator or anybody talk about shit that they're going through. But so you see all these wins and you're like, oh shit, I'm behind, or like I'm not really doing what I should be doing, and it starts taking a toll on you, and you start doubting yourself. You start, fucking going to war with yourself internally, especially as a man, because you see all these capable, I want to say figures, because it's not just men, it's capable people in general, and you're going through some shit, and you want to open up about that shit, and you feel like you're gonna be seen as incapable of dealing with it, going through it, just incapable of just going through life, right? That's how I felt when I went through my shit, and my fucking bullshit was just tossed aside and uh used against me. That's how I felt like, oh shit, this person views me as incapable, and in a way weaker. So like, there's no point of opening up about this, and like, there's no point in continuing this if this is a person that's not gonna help me and is just gonna use it against me. But yeah, like, it's just I don't think it's just women, right? I think it's men also that have shit skewed, and all this red pill content and all this shit is just like stupid as fuck. Like that, like there are stuff they talk about that makes sense and is true, but then there's stuff that they talk about that isn't true, that is skewed and is stupid, and is looking for validation from outside sources, which is never gonna be okay. If you're looking for validation from the outside source, whatever their emotions are is gonna dictate your emotions. Yeah, that's not okay. So if you're a man and you're going through some shit, trust me, bro. You got people around you that like love you and will hear you out if you're going through some shit. They much rather hear you out than not hear from you ever again. So yeah, if you're a man and you're going through some shit, just reach out to a friend, reach out to somebody, a family member, and I promise you, bro, they're gonna hear you out. And yeah, there's gonna be a stupid fucking person that tries to make fun of you, or like makes jokes about it, and which is okay if it's a friend and like y'all joke around like that. That's cool. But if if you're gonna reach out to your as a man to your significant other, you know, it's for me. I haven't had a good experience with that. But if you have somebody that, like a significant other, that is willing to hear you out, go through all that shit with you, you got somebody level headed and rare in this generation, because everybody's just stupid and is looking for validation outside, right? Outside of themselves. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this shit, because, like I said, it's so popular to fucking hate men right now, which is so fucking stupid. Just because you've gone through shitty experiences with the men in your life, that's on you, right? Like you've gone through that. That doesn't mean all of us are like that, right? That just means the shitty men that's been around you are like that. Because I'm gonna admit, there are shitty men, bro. There are shitty men. I've met shitty men um, in my life. I haven't been perfect. I might have been shitty to somebody before, right? I know that I've never physically abused nobody, mentally abused nobody, verbally abused nobody. So I'm good on that. But yeah, like if you've had bad experiences with the men in your life, that doesn't mean all the men are like that. And yeah, I might be a bit privileged in the fact that my my grandparents, granddad on both sides of my family, my dad's and my mom's, have been great men. My great grandpa has been a great man. Um, my dad, my dad is he's my hero. That's somebody I look up to a lot, and he's been a great man. Yeah, he's gone through some shit. I kind of had to grow up with my mom and my dad because they had me so young. But that doesn't that doesn't take away from the fact that he was a great man, and he stepped up to the plate, right, when need be. So I'm privileged in that fact, and I know that. But I also know that there are shitty men. There are shitty, dangerous men out there, and weak men that uh, prey on women, that physically abuse, mentally abuse women. So if you've gone through that, I'm sorry, but not all of us are like that, and that doesn't justify the fact that you start hating men just because of that. Not all of us are like that. Not all of us deserve that treatment. So think about that. If you have a kid, you don't want your kid to grow up around men that are like that, and being hateful towards men is only gonna raise a shitty woman and a shitty man. So it's both ways, not just towards women. If you're raising a boy, right, and the dad is not in his life, and you all of a sudden you hate men and stuff, he's gonna start hearing this, right, and you're gonna raise a shitty man. That's gonna be a shitty man. Maybe not, but most of the times the parents, what they verbalize, what they show, it affects them. So be aware of that, and it goes both ways. Both ways. If you're a man and you believe all women lie and shit, it's gonna affect your child, whether it be a girl or a boy. It's gonna affect them. So be aware of that shit. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. I'm trying to be better at my yaps. Sometimes I derail completely and I'm all over the place. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I don't know, I want to go to a park later, but might be busy with my niece and stuff and my sister. So yeah, for sure, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching.